Testing. Just welcome everybody and what's going on. Oh, hello. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to another Wednesday morning at Heartlight Spiritual Center. This is our class, which we are continuing today with Jacqueline Watts, who has begun a wonderful teaching for us on the violet flame. And you that are online are here, that wasn't here, you can pick it up online and listen to last Wednesday's wonderful class on the violet flame and how powerful it is. So we're going to continue today with that subject. And we want to welcome you that are joining us online today, wherever you are. And I'm going to turn this over to Jackie. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm back. What I want to do, firstly, is let Patty, Patricia Diane Cota-Robles, give you a brief review of what the violet flame is. She's going to talk for about 5 minutes reviewing, and this is especially for people who weren't here last week. And then she's going to lead you into an invocation, and she'll tell you to close your eyes, and I want you to just relax and take in what she has to say. And this is going to take, the whole thing is going to take about 17 minutes. Let's let Rita sit down. Ready? Yeah. Okay, Michael.
Hi, precious heart. I'm Patricia Cota-Robles, and I want to share with you some very important information that's been given to humanity by the beings of light in the realms of illumined truth. The divine intent of this celestial sharing is to reveal to each and every one of us a sacred gift from our Father, Mother God. This gift from the very heart of our God parents is known as the violet flame of God's infinite perfection, and it will be the predominant frequency of light bathing the earth and all her life during the 2,000-year cycle of the age of Aquarius, which we have just entered. This powerful frequency of the violet flame is specifically designed to transmute back into light the painful things humanity has either deliberately or inadvertently created through the misuse of our creative faculties of thought and feeling since our fall from grace eons ago. This includes quite literally everything that is occurring on this planet that is less than the infinite perfection of heaven on earth. The violet flame of God's infinite perfection is the perfect balance of the out-breath of our Father God, which pulsates as a sapphire blue flame of divine will, power, and authority, and the in-breath of our Mother God, the Holy Spirit, which pulsates as a crystalline pink flame of transfiguring divine love, oneness, and reverence for all life. When the out-breath and the in-breath of our Father, Mother God merge into one rhythmic pulsation, a violet flame of unfathomable power and might is birthed into existence. This sacred gift of violet fire has the ability to transmute into light every malady existing on earth and every electron of energy humanity has ever misqualified in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown. I know from the consciousness of our finite minds that seems too good to be true, but the beings of light said that statement doesn't even begin to reveal the incomparable assistance contained within this gift of violet flame from our Father, Mother God. Due to the incredible shift of energy, vibration, and consciousness that has occurred at an atomic cellular level within humanity's bodies over the past several years, humanity en masse is now capable of assimilating higher frequencies of the violet flame of God's infinite perfection than ever before. Our Father, Mother God have assured us that the violet flame will now expand exponentially with every invocation we make. This will greatly enhance our ability to quickly transmute the negativity that is being pushed to the surface to be healed, both in our individual lives and around the globe. This greatly empowered fifth dimensional frequency of the violet flame of God's infinite perfection will accelerate the awakening that is taking place on this precious planet, and it will catapult humanity up the spiral of evolution into frequencies of divine harmony and balance beyond anything we have experienced since our fall from grace eons ago. The company of heaven has assured us that if we will each make the heart commitment to invoke this gift of the violet flame on a regular basis, we will transmute the pain and suffering manifesting in our own lives and assist in transmuting the pain and suffering manifesting in the lives of our sisters and brothers in the family of humanity in wondrous ways that are truly beyond the comprehension of our finite minds. In order to have a unified invocation for the violet flame of God's infinite perfection that will build in power, momentum, and might every time we use it, humanity's collective I Am presence and the beings of light in the realms of illumined truth co-created the following activity of light. Please go within to the divinity of your heart and empower this invocation through the full power of your attention and your divine intentions. And we begin. This is the violet flame of God's infinite perfection invocation. I am my I Am presence, and I am one with the I Am presence of all humanity. As one voice, one breath, one heartbeat, and one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, we invoke the most intensified frequencies of the fifth dimensional violet flame of God's infinite perfection that cosmic law will allow. We invoke the legions of light and the violet fire angels throughout infinity that are associated with the violet flame of God's infinite perfection. Beloved ones, come forth now. We ask that you blaze, blaze, blaze this violet flame with the power and might of 1,000 suns in, through, and around every thought, feeling, word, action, memory, and belief that humanity has ever expressed in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that is reflecting anything less than heaven on earth. Transmute this energy, cause, core, effect, record, and memory back into its original perfection, and seal it in an invincible force field of God's infinite light. We accept that this activity of light is being God victoriously accomplished even as we call. We also accept and know that through the unified efforts of the entire company of heaven and our I Am presence, the violet flame of God's infinite perfection will increase daily and hourly, moment by moment, with every breath we take, until this sweet earth and all her life have God victoriously ascended into the fifth dimensional realms of light on the new earth. And so it is. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. We now expand this activity of light and project the violet flame of God's infinite perfection with the power and might of 1,000 suns into the human miscreations that are surfacing all over the earth to be healed and transmuted into light. Beloved legions of light, come now and blaze forth the most powerful cleansing activity of the fifth dimensional violet flame of God's infinite perfection that humanity and the earth are capable of receiving during this cosmic moment. Humanity's I Am presence now opens the stargate of our heart, and instantly we are each an open door for this unfathomable frequency of the violet flame. This exquisite sacred fire pulsates through our heart flames and blazes in, through, and around all inharmonious actions, all lower human consciousness, and all obstructions of the light that any person, place, condition, or thing has ever placed in the pathway of life's perfection. Now, through the clarion call of the I Am presence of every person on earth and the legions of light throughout infinity, this monumental violet flame begins to expand and expand. It merges with the immortal, victorious, threefold flame, which is the divinity that is blazing in every person's heart. And it expands into a tremendous starburst of light that envelops the entire planet Earth. This influx of sacred fire now increases exponentially and intensifies to the greatest frequency of the violet flame of God's infinite perfection the world has ever known. And we begin. Beloved legions of light associated with this new fifth dimensional violet flame of God's infinite perfection, blaze the light of 1,000 suns through the thoughts, words, actions, and feelings of every man, woman, and child evolving on earth, until every person individually acknowledges and accepts the divinity within all life. And every expression made by humanity is a healing benediction to every particle and wave of life on this blessed planet. Beloved ones, blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all incoming babies, through all children, their parents and guardians, until all youth are raised up in energy, vibration, and consciousness to carry out the directives of their I Am presence. Beloved ones, blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all youth centers and activities, all schools, colleges, and universities, all leaders, teachers, instructors, and professors in every line of endeavor, until the flame of God illumination and enlightenment is manifest and eternally sustained within the heart and mind of every person. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all religious and spiritual teachings, so that divine love, truth, tolerance, oneness, and universal sisterhood and brotherhood will become a manifest reality. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all doctors, nurses, healers, hospitals, insurance companies, pharmaceutical conglomerates, and every institution associated with healing of any kind, until divine mercy, compassion, and healing are tangible realities for every soul. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all banking and financial institutions, all economic systems, all money and the people associated with monetary interactions of any kind, until every person on earth is openly demonstrating true integrity, honesty, generosity, fairness, abundance, and the God supply of all good things. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all places of incarceration and all employed there, through every correctional institution and every judge, jury, and court of law, until divine justice is manifest and eternally sustained. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all governments of the world and every person, place, condition, or thing associated with the governments of the world at national, state, and local levels throughout the entire planet. Intensify this violet flame until every government is focusing on oneness, reverence for all life, and co-creating the highest good for all concerned in every single instance. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through all space activities throughout the world until every nation unites in cooperative service so that God's will may be manifest with our sisters and brothers throughout the universe. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through the physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies of humanity until all disease and human miscreation, its cause and core, is dissolved and transmuted into purity, vibrant health, eternal youth, and physical perfection. Blaze the light of 1,000 suns through the food and water industries and through all of the food and water used for human consumption until every particle of food and every molecule of water is filled with light. Empower this elemental substance to raise the vibratory action of humanity's physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies until physical perfection becomes a sustained, manifest reality for every human being. And blaze the light of 1,000 suns in, through, and around every remaining electron of precious life energy until the immaculate concept of the new earth is tangibly manifest. We accept that the activity of the violet flame of God's infinite perfection, which we have invoked this sacred and holy day, is being God victoriously accomplished right here and right now, even as we call. We also accept and know that through our I Am presence, the violet flame of God's infinite perfection is increasing daily and hourly, moment by moment, with every breath we take, which will continue until this sweet earth and all her life have ascended into the fifth dimensional realms of light on the new earth. And so it is. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am.
See how powerful that violet flame is? And if we all use it, all light workers, we can really clean up this planet. We can have a perfect, divine perfection right here. I want you to take out now, if you brought back the handout, and turn to the mantras and decrees. There are only
Yeah.
3 left. If you have one,
Yeah.
if you got one, because he's going to show it up here, if you,
Well, I'm concerned about the people that weren't here last time.
that would be those 2 in the back.
Okay.
He's going to show it, so if you have one at home, you don't need to take another one. Okay?
I wasn't here. Oh, you weren't here last time?
Oh, I thought you were here. Thank you. And Linda and, is that it? Okay. All righty, these are some violet flame mantras, decrees, or invocations that I use, and I thought I'd share them with you. Of course, I did not make these up. I got them from somebody else, but I have memorized most of them, and I use them. One saying that I do every morning when I first wake up, and it's not on here, I say, I am my I am presence, and I am one with my Father, Mother, God. And I am one with the I am presence of all earth humanity. And what I ask for myself, I ask for all, to the extent that each is able to receive and assimilate according to his or her divine plan. And that's how I start my day. And then I do, where is it? Number 3, beloved mighty I am presence, and I say, please clothe me in thy violet consuming flame, and keep it sustained and expanding through me throughout the day. Another one that I say every morning is the tube of light that's at the bottom of your page. Beloved, I am presence bright. Round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame called forth now in God's own name. Now I'm putting protection around me with that tube of light. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth violet fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the violet flame. Those I have memorized. Throughout the day, I might be in my car driving, and I'll say when I stop at a stop sign, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I might be watching TV, and a commercial comes on. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires, throughout the day, intermittently. And number 4, I heard Sandra say a week or so ago, she has memorized this also. Transmute by violet fire, all causes and cause not of God's desire. I am a being of cause alone. That cause is love, the sacred tone. All righty, and then number 5, you can say, and the last one on the last page, you can say that also for a group. But I cover the group in the ones that I do in the morning. I cover the whole group by asking the violet flame to give them what I'm asking for if they are ready for it, if that's a part of their plan, okay? What else? Oh, if you turn to the last page, you see helpful websites. And I talked about Saint Germain, and I'm going to talk about him a little bit more. Well, I'm going to share with you his Song of the Violet Flame in a few minutes. I talked about Patty Cota-Robles, and I told you that she is the founder of the New Age study of humanity's purpose, also known as the Era of Peace. And if you go to that website, you'll see a lot of good stuff. She is constantly putting out, I think I told you last week that every week she does a vlog. And if you ask her, it will come directly to your email. every Tuesday morning I have a vlog from Patricia Diane Cota Robles. She has books that I have told you about. In fact, most of the information that I've shared with you came from this book. Who Am I? Why Am I Here? And it's a very, very good book for helping you to understand spiritual growth. What I like about her, too, is that she is very current. It's not, like the traditional religions are mostly what was written years ago or taught years ago, but she is up to date. And she will tell you exactly what's going on in astrology, what this eclipse means, what to do, right now. So I recommend her highly, and I have her catalog here just to show you all the stuff that she puts out. There it is, Who Am I? Why Am I Here? The ebook is $20, and the hardback is $25. And she has, this is an ebook on the Violet Flame, $12, and so forth. But she is a very good spiritual teacher, and she has people following her all over the world. The first World Congress on illumination that I attended by her was in Washington, D.C. And I remember when we had the opening session, on to my right was somebody from, I think, China, and to my left was somebody from South America somewhere. People from all over the world come to her to learn. And then there is Saint Germain, and he is, as you recall, the ascended master who introduced humanity to the conscious awareness of the violet flame. At that time, he was Lord of the seventh ray, and you know that the violet flame is the seventh ray, which is here with us today. That along with the age of Aquarius, and we have a powerful, powerful situation that we can use and help us to grow spiritually rapidly. All righty, I don't have Troika Saint Germain on here. I guess this Divine Master Within is Troika Saint Germain. I didn't mention her this time. The last time I gave a presentation on the Violet Flame, I played something from Troika Saint Germain. And she is a light worker. She's still here in, the physical body on earth with us. But she has a very close relationship with Ascended Master Saint Germain. He started coming to her when she was only about 5 years old. And he continues to come to her, and she learns from him, and then she teaches. So try to go to her website and see what she's talking about. I think she has several websites. Okay. I wanted also, it was asked to me what the significance is of the violet or purple, because I wear purple. I had on purple last week. This was purple, my water thing. This thing was purple. I think he had the purple light was on. And I explained that I used purple to remind me to invoke the violet flame. My house, my dining room is decked out with purple flowers and purple napkins, and I used to have on my door a purple wreath, a wreath with purple flowers. I have throughout the house in various places. In my study, I have a vase with purple flowers. I have this amethyst that I keep near my where I hang out in the bonus room, and if I'm watching TV, I just might pick this up and hold it, purple, so that I got this from Reverend David and Tim from Soma Energetics. It's a violet flame tuning fork. And I keep this nearby, and sometimes I just use that. Huh?
Which one? 432.
Yep, 432. All righty. And the last thing I want to do, but I want to ask if there are any questions or comments first, and then I'm going to introduce this song to you, Song of the Violet Flame. Michael, if you would put up that, did Tim give you the last two? Yeah. Okay. Firstly, I want to read through these. The moment you begin to sing any of the I Am songs, you immediately change the vibratory action of the emotional body. It automatically begins to establish harmony, and therefore it forces the thing that is disturbing you to let go so you can forget it. If you sit quietly and just practice singing within yourselves with no audible sound, and go through the melody of the violet consuming flame, as you hold the picture of it blazing through you, you have no idea how it will increase the action of the violet consuming flame in its effect within your emotional body and in the ease and the comfort that it will give your nervous system. This will bless your health, it will bless your finances, it will bless everything if you will practice this. And the other one, there is no substitute for the violet consuming flame anywhere in the universe. And none can gain eternal, I think that's supposed to be no one can gain, or maybe nothing, can gain eternal freedom without its use. Because it is the only means life, the mighty I Am presence, provides for the individual to undo the things he or she has done wrong in the past. Through this song, Saint Germain does charge forth his most dynamic, all-powerful cosmic authority and action of the violet consuming flame into, through, and around all who sing, play, hear, or use it or contemplate the pictures of its activity. And I wanted to get your opinion about what he has said this. I kind of did a flip when I first read it. There is no substitute for the violet consuming flame anywhere in the universe. I can buy that. And no one can gain eternal freedom without its use. No one or nothing, because it is the only means life, the mighty I Am presence, provides for the individual to undo the things he or she has done wrong in the past. What do you think of that? I mean, how can you explain that? Huh?
Like clearing karma?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we do a lot of other things to raise our frequency.
That was very jarring to me. It reminds me of the whole Jesus, I am the only way. Saying this is the only way that this can be, to give it that much power. Saying it's the only way.
That's how I took it at first. Reverend David, what do you think?
Well, I think it's telling us that it's very important that we be aware of the violet flame and to invoke it, and not let this just pass through as a class, but bring it into our life and our consciousness. That's what I'm getting from it. That it's not this is not some little sideline thing, but it's very essential and important and essential to changing the things we want to see changed in our life. That's violet flame.
Sandra?
Well, the thing that jumps out at me is the I Am presence, which we tend to want to put our salvation on other things and other entities. but until we recognize the fact that the I amness of who we are and what we are is all important. And even in invoking the violet flame, it's the I am presence. I mean, I just see it as taking accountability for our own actions, and we're the only ones that can undo those actions through use of the violet flame, but it's got to start with the I am.
Well, the I am presence that brings that violet flame into you. Yes, sir, Mr. Johnny.
My personal experience with the violet flame, understanding it, came in 2007.
Okay.
Michelle and I were sitting in our car, and we had just had this devastating thing happen to us, and by friends. And I said to Michelle, "What's going on? Why are our friends treating us this way?" And we sat there, and Michelle brought a scripture to mind that says that we're fully orbed. And that orbedness inside, in my understanding, is the light of God in us. As we travel through our lives, schmutz covers us up. And that light doesn't go away from the inside of us, but it's dimmed. How does the I am presence take care of that dimming? He allows people in and through your life to open you up. So some people artfully do it. They come in, they carve a nice little art thing, and the light comes out, and all that, whatever you can stand, as you stand there and scream, the schmutz gets burned off. What we realize that there are also some people who come through with their big machete. The schmutz, and they just whack at you, and they open you wide open, and the light of God comes out and burns off whatever dross you're willing to sit still and let be burned off, and your light is brighter. It shines more to the world. And I never knew that as the light of flame until I sat here and listened to you, and I was like, that's what's working in my life, my personal life. The violet flame is burning off all this dross so that I can shine and be the light worker that I was brought to this world from. And the last thing I want to say is, I was sitting with people the other day, and someone said the more injury,
Deep.
thank you, the more deep injury you get, the more light you can hold.
It makes the room.
And it illuminates the room. So for me, this is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm totally, totally grateful for this expansion of my mind and understanding more deeply about the violet flame in my own life, and then how that transmutes all life around me.
That is powerful, Johnny. Jeez.
It's important to remember that the violet flame is very powerful right now. It's more powerful than it has ever been for us. But it has been around forever, probably. And, by invoking it, especially now,
Yes, Johnny.
we can get,
Oh God, thank you.
we can do this thing. You want to hear the song? Yes. Let me tell you, they don't sing it though. Michael, you might want to put the words up. I had made copies for you, and then I saw that they say don't reproduce without written permission, and I didn't have written permission, so I decided not to give you the copies. But that's the song. There are 4 verses, and all they do on the tape is play the music. And you can follow with the words, or if those of you who want to try to sing it, you can try to sing it. I'm going to have him play it twice, tracks, what did I tell you? B and C?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay, the first time, just listen and you can follow the words. And the second time, if you want to try to fit in the words and sing it, help yourself. Okay? And this is, you can find this at the St. Germain Foundation. Song of the Violet Flame. Well, you can just close your eyes and listen to it. mentioned when I was talking about the decrees and mantras, invocations that I use, you don't have to use those. It's just easy for me because I've memorized them and I just say them automatically. But you can make up your own. You know, if something is happening and you want that violet flame to come in, just call it. Use your own words. Okay? And that ends my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Michael for working the screen. And thank Reverend David for being nice.
And Marcia.
Oh, yeah, and Marcia for supporting me.
Takes a team.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jackie, so much.
you're welcome.
So we've been brought a very important subject to our awareness and consciousness. Okay? And it's going to be now, if we choose to continue to keep that alive in us. So, for you that did not hear me out there, I was saying we have had a very important subject brought to our mind and our awareness. And it's going to be up to us now to keep that alive in our lives and our consciousness and not be forgetful and move on to the next thing, but integrate it into your life. As we say, we do this every Sunday morning. I hope you'll do it differently with awareness. And we did change the word in there to invoke rather than activate the violet flame. So that's been changed. So y'all want to say that together? Through invocation of the violet flame of transmutation, we fire within us the passion to fulfill this vision. We do that every Sunday morning. So rather than just do it with great intent and the difference in what you've heard today. I'm going to let you go early a little bit. I got a plane to catch. But I wanted to say when it was ending last week, I said something and I thought, that was interesting. And it was about, I don't know how accurate this is, but I was thinking about over 1900 years ago or so, there was a group of people who had gathered themselves. It was 120 of them. Now, I always reduce all numbers in the Bible to root numbers. So 120 is a 1 plus 2, but to 0 with a 3. So I follow the 3s, and I follow the 6s, and I follow the 9s. Because this, as Tesla said, the key to the universe is he who understands 3, 6, and 9. So everything I do, whether it's a hotel room I stay in or a seat I sit on the plane, I will always be looking at the root number and vibration of my environment and what is it telling me. Because I don't think you accidentally get these things. I think they're all the way the universe is talking to you and in some way telling you something. And we just don't understand how to be aware enough sometimes to hear what's being said to us. And but I was thinking about every 50 years for the Israelite people, there was a feast called the Feast of Pentecost. In fact, it happened every 50 years. Penti means 50. Pentecost. And at every 50 years, and boy, I don't know why these Judeo-Christians don't practice this, but every 50 years, they start it all over again. They released the debt. They released all the slaves. Everything that had been in bondage or in any situation for 50 years was made free, and they started all over again. Can you imagine that happening here in America? All the debts, all the stuff just let go, and we just start all fresh again and new. But that's what Pentecost was about. It was about renewing. But it was on that day that 120 people from every nation known at that time was told to go to the upper room. You hear me? Metaphysicians, upper room. means go to a higher state of consciousness. I need you to go to a level of consciousness so you can match what's trying to come in, because something's on its way. But if you don't get yourself up, and it wasn't just one person, that's the thing about it. It was collective, just as you're telling us, that this thing will not now come through one person. Even St. Germain, this is all being passed to a collective, corporate people who have been raised to a certain level of consciousness. So I want you to know today that your path has not been in vain. All the workshops, all the studies, all the books, everything that you've been doing, some of you for years, 30 years, 40 years, 20 years, whatever long, has not been in vain, but everything has been tuning you and preparing you and getting you ready for atonement. Atone. Getting you ready for a tone that's trying to come in and break in, just as it tried to do 2,000 years ago almost. And that 120 people, after they had raised themselves to that level and met each other to a point that even their differences didn't matter anymore. They spoke different languages. They were from different countries. They were very different. But it says all of a sudden every man understood every other man or woman. I doubt there's women there, maybe. But every nation understood every other nation. Now, Pentecostals think that's unknown tongues. No, it's called other tongues. Pentecostals don't even understand that. They weren't speaking in unknown tongues there. They were speaking in other tongues. That meant everybody was speaking a universal language that everybody's heart understood. They were in one accord. And I'm not talking about a car. Couldn't help it. Couldn't help that one. Just couldn't. They were not in accord, Honda, but they were in one accord. And all of a sudden, they heard a sound, a mighty rushing sound. And in that sound, in the frequency of that sound, in that sound wave, rode in a flame that set upon their heads. And a flame set upon their heads. And I said, just off of the top of my head, at the end of the thing, I heard myself saying, this is when the New Testament church was offered the violent flame and they rejected it. And now we're here to pick up the pieces of what the church rejected, we are receiving. We're in the gap. Hear what I'm saying to you. There's a lot that's been not received from spirit to the so-called church. They had it in the beginning. Most every denomination didn't start out in the shape that it's in today. It started out in a spiritual movement, whether it was Wesleyan, whether it was the Azusa Street of Pentecost, whether it was any of them that you name, all started because there was a sovereign movement of the Spirit. Then man organized it. That's what the ego does. It organized it so it wouldn't be a living organism, but a dead organization.
Yeah.
That's what's happened. I'm even worried about some of the new thought that did not start in any way as an organization whatsoever, has organized itself too much that it's almost become a religion unto itself. That's why we won't do that at Heartline. I refuse for us to stop on one set of beliefs or one set. We're a living organism, ever changing and moving and adjusting and retuning and reevaluating. And I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to revisit and reach and change whatever I need to do and tweak what I need to do. I'm not stuck on anything, I'm telling you. But they call that receiving the baptism or receiving the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit to me is the flame. And then you get into the fact that this fire keeps showing up. We used to sing an old song, it's that Holy Ghost and fire that's keeping me alive, keeping me alive. Remember that one? Dolores. But then all of a sudden, fire got associated with hell. Oh my God, God's going to put you into a burning, everlasting fire. And their own Bible says, for God is a consuming fire. And his ministers are flames of fire. Brimstone and fire. You ever heard that? You know what brimstone was to the Greeks? Purification. It was using sulfur to purify and take the impurities out of gold and out of things to make them pure. Fire is sacred. The flame is sacred. And I'm convinced the more that we invoke this and the more that we bring it into our individual and collective consciousness, it will burn out the dross. Everything that is hay, wood, and stubble will be burned out and make the gold, silver, and precious stones begin to shine in its purest state, each one representing human nature versus divine nature. And divine nature will shine forth through every one of us until we'll look like 1,000 suns.
That's right.
Ooh. So I guess it's just interesting how you hear these things and then you relate them back to your personal experience. And of course, mine is that Pentecostal experience of receiving. I know that 61 years ago, on that cold cement floor in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I was slain in the Spirit and received the call and the vision, that I experienced the violent flame. And I felt it right here. This is where it came in. It came in right here at the third eye, which is what? Violent. In the color scheme, this is your purple violent area right here. And that's why they tried to dumb us down. That's why they want your pineal gland dumbed down. That's why they put the fluoride in. That's why they've done everything that they can to dumb the pineal gland, because that is your natural relationship to the spiritual eye of the violent flame in you. It's how it's going to get to you where you live. So when you're invoking that flame next Sunday, I want you to go right here. And let it shoot out into the north. Let it shoot out into the south. Let it shoot out in the east and the west into the collective unconsciousness of a planet that is poised to leap into the next stage of its evolution. And you are her children. And we need to be there for Mother. I'm quitting, but there's so many people I'm talking to right now that's taking care of their parent. Thank you. Their parent, a lot of you. I did. 10 years. Tim and I took my mother in and took care of her. Most of us in this generation have parents that we ended up being the parent. And they took over being the child area, right? Well, I had to look at all these things. What is it telling us? What is it showing us in the spirit aspect of things? Oh, I could go on and on and on. I'm just telling you, this touched me because of my experience of that I had. And I want us to have, I'm so desiring something. I don't want to define it. I don't want to call it anything. But I want some kind of for a better word, and it's not even a visitation. I'm not looking for something to visit. You know, we used to have revivals, and God visited for 2 weeks. Then when the revival was over, where'd he go? But it says there will be a time that the divine presence will take its abode within the houses and temples of the human being. God shall come in, God shall come out. God shall come in, God shall come out. It says in Revelation, God shall come in, God shall come out, God shall come in and never come out. You are his abode. Let's take a moment. And also in this moment, I ask you to prepare yourselves for the offering. And that's what we do now. First of all, we're going to start with gratitude for Jackie stepping up and wonderfully representing to us this important subject. So send her love and gratitude. We're thankful for Heartlight in this space that we've been given, where we don't have to compromise and give our power away. And we want to support this space and keep it clear and free of any temptation to compromise ourselves for money. We know who our source is. We know that each and every one of us are only vessels in which the source moves through in many different levels of energy, one of them being in finance. So we ask the blessings upon the giving today to this class and to Heartlight. And so it is. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. And whoever can jump in and help. Yes, Valorius.
That I've just been sitting here thinking, I wanted to throw out, there are a number of us here that meet by Zoom on Thursdays at noon for 1 hour. And what we are doing is reading, invoking the invocations in Saint Germain's work. There's no fee or anything associated with it. We're just there doing that.
Wonderful.
And we do that every Thursday. So
Every Thursday, and how do they get on?
I was just going to say, if you are interested in joining us, just let me know. And Darcel's not here, but she's set up the Zoom, and so
Okay.
she sends out the link every
Okay.
week for us to come on. So just give me your name, email address would be good, and then we could just start sending.
Very
them to
good.
you.
Thank you for sharing that. So you that are interested and feel a guiding toward that, please join that.
Yes, I also
Marvin?
want to say that I have Meta Marvin every Thursday night at 7 p.m. You want to go to metamarvin.com. Just hosting, which I've done with Dave, and bring out a lot of consciousness when it comes to just self-awareness and, universal principles, somewhat into business ownership, people out here that's deserving that they need to see and know more, have more, desire more of themselves. And it's wonderful. I'm loving it. So please, subscribe to it, check it out. I'm gonna have a lot of exciting people on board.
And tell them when again?
7 p.m., March the 14th. So it should be this Thursday, 7 p.m.
Okay, Thursday, 7 p.m.
Yep.
Well, a lot of stuff going on.
I just wanted to make the announcement, Friday Vision Board free workshop.
Yes, I'm hearing good things about these workshops that's going on. All right. Well, there's a lot of good things going on here at Heartlight. Isn't that right? Let us stand together. And I ask you not to be dismissed from the presence, only from the assembling of ourselves together. But keep the presence with you wherever you go today and the rest of this week. We hope to see you next Sunday for service. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Jackie, again for sharing with us. Have a good day. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's supposed to be 70 degrees. Enjoy.